Good morning. Taking a deep breath in, allowing it to connect deeply into your heart, bringing joy of your aliveness. We want to pause here and first say thank you to you. We want to acknowledge that the missions that you have collectively and individually said yes to at times may feel intense. But we want to pause and say, you are here, you are loved, you are deeply seen, valued, and again, we want to say thank you. Taking that deep breath in, let's go to the water again today, as we have been doing in the past few sessions with you all. We have invited you to walk around a body of water. Some of you may see ocean. For this visualization, we're using a great big pond or lake, but any body water will do. And how we have acknowledged that when you're walking in this particular parable, when you're walking around the water is source, is God. And sometimes you may feel like you see it, but you're not in it. And then we invited you to wade in and then begin to feel the water against your skin, against your feet and ankles, as you're remembering what it feels like through your heart center, through your senses of being in the water. And then as you are comfortable going all the way in, allowing yourself to remember what home feels like. Seeing the water that only certain molecules of the water touching your skin, but of course they all eventually do. But just because certain molecules are touching you does not mean the entire source, the entire body of water is not supporting you, because it is. You are swimming in the depths of the water and you are one in the water. And this is the true meaning of baptism. Remembering that you're not outside the water looking at it. You are the water. You are working together. You are one. Because all of you listening and experiencing this together, because you are here, it brings a greater collective wisdom that you all share, that's in the depths of your soul. Of course, we want to invite you to remember that the way you took on a human body was you were in the womb of what we will call water. This is an important aspect to keep in mind in your heart as we walk in today, recognizing that you can be in the world, in the water and source. But when you are young, You may have felt snatched outside of the safe womb, the home, the mother, the water. And you may have seen all these other people walking outside of the water and felt like that is where you needed to be as well, even though you may have felt like a fish out of water. So for many, many, many years, it may have felt you have walked outside. So real baptism is just recognizing you have always been the water. But for today, we want to give you awareness because all of you are powerful facilitators of remembering and healing practitioners in your own right. And you are walking around many that are hurting. They're on the dry land, some of them deep into the forest, not knowing there is water. And then some, when something triggers their memory, there's an inspiration, they're walking around the water. But can you imagine if you have been going through years and years and collectively centuries of walking around the water? And if you begin to wade in or see, really just initially see the greatness of the water from the land, you may see the light sparkling on it and see the beauty of it, but it may be feeling too beautiful for you. Some may feel intimidated by the vastness. It may feel scary and unfamiliar, foreign in a sense. So if you've been around those, or maybe you have experienced the intimidation of the water, frankly, not because the water is intimidating, not at all, because you've been on dry land for so long and you've been looking outside of you. So imagine what it feels like for that initial someone that has not walked and touched the water for so long that begins to walk in. The vastness of it can feel a lot. They may want to stay ankle deep for a while because you know what it feels like to swim all the way in the water and it support you. But if the idea of intimidation and fear is there, it may feel like the water would swallow you up and you would drown. So we ask with yourself and others to be gentle. There's confusion about the water, and we know this. You've had many teachers that have been passed down. Many of you are familiar with the Christ. There are many parables with water and the Christ. We invite you to see it through this vision of the Christ love and light, knowing that the water represents source, nourishment, the womb, but giving grace. As it is your, we will say, calling to be really comfortable in the water, to remember the home, the source, and just be in the water and know, even when you walk on what you would call dry land, you are full of the source. It is what your nourishment is. And as you are walking around others, you are in the water. And you don't have to tell anyone to get in. You just be the source, the water. And others will see it's not so scary. They will see themselves in you because that is true. And it's not for judgment. We know how beautiful it is for someone to just see the water. We know that self-worth in your world can be a problem, knowing that they may only see the water as something separate and they are not good enough to be in it. And we know that's the illusion. So you are here to transmute the illusion. But first today, go swim. Go swim in the water. Remember that you are one, and give grace and understanding to those that see the water and are afraid. Allow them, but do not hide who you are and pretend that you're on dry land. And be the water with deep love and gratitude for you each. It is so, and so it is.